Hello everyone, welcome back to the Nightmare Cabin. What is going on with this glare and how white do I look? I know I am, but fucking hell, I am, yeah. It's not even that bright out, it's grey, dull and overcast here for some reason. It's just, yeah, loads of glare. Not sure how to fix that, but you didn't come to look at me anyway. Well, some of you maybe, you know. Right. I'm going to be doing maiden casts in about half hour, and I'm just sitting here having a coffee, and the mailman has been, and he's dropped me off some presents, and there's a few other bits I've bought this week. I thought I'd do a collection update. I've not really done anything like that on this channel so far, so let's have a look. What's just arrived today, first and foremost, is The Raging Wrath of the Easter Bunny by Mr. Bungle. I listened to this about 5 o'clock this morning. I just finished a night shift. I normally have YouTube playing or some music playing. I've got Bandcamp as well, so I've either got music playing or something on YouTube, which has made me a full-blown conspiracy theorist of late. But yeah. Yeah, so basically what I'm saying is I've always got something playing in the background, and I've listened to this morning, and it is fucking crazy. Well, what more would you want? It's got Mike Patton on it. I've long loved Mr. Bungle. I've been a Faith No More fan since I was a teenager. I've always vaguely followed Mike Patton. I watched Phantomus back in the day. Most notably, I saw Mr. Bungle back in 1999. Yeah, it was definitely not. Was it 98? No, I think it was 1999 at the London Astoria on the California tour. To this day, one of the best concerts I've ever been to. One of the best live bands there. Mike Patton is just phenomenal. He's an amazing vocalist, but just as good a front man. As soon as he's on stage, you don't take your eyes off him, and he just has the crowd in his hand. I remember queuing up one day, just going up to London and seeing him do a set. I don't know what the guy was. I think he was from The Roots or something like that. He was like a beatbox guy, and it was just him and Mike Patton doing weird shit with their voices. But yeah, I got to the door with me and my mates just to be told it was sold out. That was annoying. But anyway, so the Raging Wrath of the Easter Bunny demo. It's even got demo there. Oh, can you see that? No, fuck. But it's the so Mr. Bungle got put on the shelf for quite a while. Like I say, that tour I saw them on was the last one they did, and all of a sudden, was it just before Christmas last year or before the lockdown? It came out that Mr. Bungle was doing gigs with Scott Ian. You got 3 original members, Trevor Dunn and I forget the other guy's name. Let's quickly look it up. Trey Spruance, and yeah, Trevor Dunn on bass. Trey Spruance played on a couple of Faith No More albums, if I'm right, as well. Or did he play on King for a Day, Fool for a Lifetime? But yes, you've got 3 original members: Scott Ian from Anthrax on guitar, and Dave Lombardo. Just so I did that. Dave Lombardo on drums, playing the Raging Wrath of the Easter Bunny demo in full. The demo that no one had ever heard, but then all of a sudden acted like they were experts on it and had it all along, which was funny. But anyway, that's this demo re-recorded. So they did it live. And you've got 3 songs on here that are, well, 3 new songs, so to speak, but there's songs from that period that were never recorded, apparently. And you've got a Corrosion of Conformity cover on there, and they've got one of the songs mixed in with Speak English or Die by SOD, which has been changed to Speak Spanish or Die. So you go into Hypocrites, and then it goes into this mad and then it kicks into Speak Spanish or Die, and then comes back round to Hypocrites. What I will say is that this is like the heaviest thing Mike's done in a while. Obviously he's reformed Faith No More. He did that solo album where it was all like Italian pop songs, and other stuff he's done. It's just been crazy, isn't it? It's just mental. But so this is the heaviest and most straightforward thing you've heard from Mike Patton in a very long time. It's basically a fresh record, a crazy fresh record, with Dave Lombardo drumming his arse off and Mike Patton just screaming his head off. Fantastic. What more do you want? Brilliant. Again, I just listened to it once this morning. It was about 5 o'clock this morning. It came up on Bandcamp. Mr. Bungle have released a new album, so I quickly listened then, and it's turned up on through Amazon today. Anything else to say, really? Yeah, one thing I will say is that the songs have held up. These songs sound great. I mean, it sounds like an album that I've bought recently that came out in the 80s or 90s. You know, it's just. I mean, if you listen to the demo now, it's on YouTube. The original demos, it's unlistenable, really. It sounds like shit. So it's good to have these songs actually in a decent studio setting. It's nice that they've stood up, and just around that time, the music was really creative and it was really good. This would come across as like something like the Melvins would have done, or some weird alternative bands that wouldn't have been quite, you know, grunge or whatever, but like the grunge that came out later would have been wearing a t-shirt off. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? But it's like an arty, farty, weird, heavy as fuck thrash album, basically. And there's parts as well that go really dark and sort of melodic as well. And it's, like I say, it's just as crazy as anything you would expect from Mike, but one of the heaviest things he's done in a long time, which is really, really cool. I'm really enjoying it. I'm really glad I got it. Up next, the new EP from Carcass. This is Despicable. 4 new tracks here. Under the Living Dead at the Manchester Morgue. Wasn't that a zombie film? That was an old horror film, wasn't it? Let me know in the comments. Glare. There you go. Right, focus. Yeah, the long winding Beer Road. Under the Scalpel Blade, it says album version. And Slaughtered in Soho. Really, really good. I've listened to it. I got a download of this actually a week or two ago, and I only listened to it last night on the way to work, and I just listened to it again just before this. Really good. It's the opening track has got like a sort of mid-paced, but then the songs kind of all start off kind of mid-paced and sort of slower than what you would off a you know, what you would expect from a death metal album nowadays. But Carcass, you know, of course they're a death metal band. They're one of the cornerstones of death metal, but they really have got their own thing going on. I think Jeff Walters, he just sounds awesome on this. No one sounds like him. As soon as you hear him, you know that's Jeff. And you know, the songs have got this nice melodic thing going on. They've really mixed. I really like Surgical Steel. I know a lot of people, it's a bit of divides opinion, Pete, really. Some people think it was my album of the year. I really enjoyed that album, and it mixed all the elements of Carcass together, I thought, and it had that sinister, sort of cynical, tongue-in-cheek humour that only Jeff can get away with. You know, he's brilliant. He's especially good live because just the sarcasm between songs, and this looks like more of it, really. I remember when I saw him live, though. I do remember a bit of as much as I liked Surgical Steel, the new stuff when it was played live did kind of fall flat. I don't know if that was everyone I was with that night, I was telling me how shit the album was, and I seemed to be the only one that liked it, so maybe it was rubbing off on me, I don't know. But anyway, if this is anything to go by, the new Carcass album is something to be excited about. I really enjoyed these 4 tracks, and yeah, let's have a quick look. That's really cool. I know, just get some, nothing really much to look at. But yeah, anyway, it's nice to hear from Carcass. I wasn't expecting anything new from them. I thought that last album was going to be it, really. They kind of just did that to tick a box and tie up a loose end. But no, they're carrying on, which is good. Got this on eBay for next to nothing, just something to fill the gap. Carnivore. You all know Carnivore. Pete Steele, pre-Typo Negative, hardcore, thrash. It's a thrash album that death metal bands constantly cover songs of, so that gives you a bit of a idea if you've not heard them. Very good though, really chaotic, really thrashy, really fun to listen to. Pete Steele's tongue-in-cheek, brilliant lyrics. They're just funny, and yeah, long overdue. I should have got this years ago, so it's nice to have that finally in the collection. I got this as a bit of a steal, the Nevermore box set, which was in a box that was compact and covered in sellotape and thing. I put a blade through the thing to try and break it all, got nowhere, went a little bit deeper, and what was on the fucking surface? The box. So as I put the thing, there was no way I was supposed to know. There was a load of paper and packaging there, but not there. So I've got a fucking Stanley blade mark across the thing, which has really pissed me off. But I can't complain because it looks a bit second hand. And apparently in this box set you got a flag, and the bloke couldn't find it. How the fuck you lose a flag? I don't know. But he knocked €20 off the price, so that was I basically got this as a steal, really. Certificate of not that that's worth fuck all because there's parts missing and a big Stanley blade. Okay, Nevermore are a band I've you know, like that band that you feel like you should know but you don't, and you kind of basically, this is just like lyrics and liner notes by the looks of it. Bit of a history of the band, cool photos there. So yeah, this was a bit of a one-stop shop really, and I just thought now's the time to sort of dive into them. I bought, what album was it? I bought that album years ago thinking it would be like a heavy sort of death metal band or something, and when the vocals kind of, I was like, what the fuck? I was very young, and but apparently that was the worst album to start off with, and they remixed it a few years later. So yeah, now's the time to get into them. And yeah, I don't know if you've seen this, but oh yeah, you get that. I mean, I guess Nevermore fans have got all this stuff. I mean, it's all the albums. I think a live album and a rarities disc, but like I say, I just thought, I quickly did the math and added them all up if I bought them individually, and for what I paid for this, it was a double figure as well. So, like I say, nice little one-stop shop, and I can actually dive into them now. And apparently it's a band, well not apparently, it is, it's a band I should know a bit more about. So yeah, I'm going to dive into that. And last but not least, this is a band from Greece, and this is what's playing in the background. This is a band called Rapture. This is the album playing now. That looks terrible. Let me get the book out. Death thrash, basically, or thrash death, whatever you want to call it. Nice tight mixture of death metal and thrash metal, basically. Just sits nicely in the middle, and it's really, really good. Really chaotic, really tight, blistering solos. I loved it. I listened to it. I can't remember. I think I saw it shared somewhere. I thought I'd check it out. And on Bandcamp, they had a bundle deal, basically all three of these for, well, basically what I was paying for that, it was next to nothing. So this is the album playing now, which is awesome. And these two really just build up. This is their first EP. I don't know what happened to my voice there. I need to sort that speaker out. It just keeps... Total Madness Reigns. 4 tracks, raw production on this, and this one's a bit rawer as well. This one sounds a lot better, but you can kind of see Crimes Against Humanity. There's the band there. You can kind of see on these two that they're building up to this, and this one's where they've really found their feet. But these two are really good. I'm glad I picked them up. And yeah, like I say, for what I was paying, postage and everything, it made sense to get all 3. Kind of wish I got a T-shirt of that though, but never mind. Anyway, my my connections is in Greece have told me that the band are currently working on a new album. Well, there's a new album coming out, so that'll be something well worth checking out. But check this out in the meantime. I'll put links to this band's Bandcamp page in the description. Mr. Bungle and Carcass and Nevermore, I think you can figure them out yourself. So yeah, got a couple of minutes left. I'm about to start doing Maiden Cast, and thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, share about. Welcome back if you've been watching all this time. If you're new to the channel, hello, nice to meet you. And yeah, Maiden Cast is coming up next. See you soon. Have a good weekend.